told Moses, construct it exactly the way I have shown you. And that he, Jehovah, will give wisdom and knowledge to people who will construct it. That they will be filled with wisdom in manufacturing, the things we want, and in constructing. Moses came back and constructed this tabernacle. In some of the Bibles, it's called tent of meeting. The sanctuary, temple. Moses contrasted it and stay like it was inaugurated, and there were services that were performed in that house. One thing I want us to understand clearly here is that the tabernacle that was constructed by Moses, there was not once in a week service, once in a week service in that tabernacle. Never. It was daily. It was daily. See, the tabernacle didn't just come by that. It came with what the high priest will wear, his garment. Those who serve him, Jehovah, what they will wear, how they will be like, how to purify them, sanctify them before they serve in that house. So it's not a house they finished constructing, then Moses went in and said, oh, no, Moses didn't even serve in that house. God didn't choose Moses to serve him as a high priest. No. So I want you to understand that God is not this kind of useless thing that is happening in the world and no, he's perfect. You understand me? He chooses who will minister to him, which is Aaron and his descendants. So the generation of Aaron are the high priests of those times. Fine. We will come back to these things and relook at them again. We are talking about the house. So I want to fast forward so that we understand. After Moses, generations came and David came as a king. Fine. Of Israel. During the era of David, David fought for his life. Very, very, very hard. Wage wars. Has to run away from Saul, and that he spent most of his days in the wilderness. Until things were cool and David has to return. When David returned, David built for himself a house. And with the good mind of David, he was one day in his house, he said, me David, who is a servant of God, who has been through all these things, these challenges. I could have died, but Jehovah has been with me. I will build a house for Jehovah, because I can't allow Jehovah to be staying in the woods. Why did David say that? Because at that time, the tabernacle that Moses built was what was in force. So it's wood. When the Israelites were moving in the wilderness, when they are supposed to move, then they dismantle it, pack everything, work with it. When they reach a place like, let's say, they are moving from Accra to Ho, so they will dismantle it, pack it, carry it. When they walk, let's say they got to Asikuma and they are like, okay, we will rest at Asikuma, we'll stay there for 3-4 days and move on. Then they'll recreate, they'll just put the woods together and recreate the tabernacle, set everything there. Then all the sacrifices that were to be done in the journey of, let's say, if it were to be 4 days, they will perform and stay and continue until they are to move again. So the tabernacle has been moving with them. They move it anywhere they go. Are you understanding? Fine. David was somebody who trusted Jehovah with his whole heart. So the covenant that Jehovah made with them at those times, which is the 10 Commandments, which was in the covenant ark. David don't go anywhere without that ark. And he doesn't do anything without confronting that ark. See, he confronts Jehovah at all times because his presence. Because Jehovah said he will dwell within them. So his presence was with, see, all the time. All the time. All the time his presence was there. I want you to understand that his presence was there all the time. So anytime when you read, see all these things, I'll be giving you scriptures. It's not just story I'm telling you. I'm telling you history. David confronts this ark all the time. It's like his everything. Anywhere he will go, any war, he must go and confront Jehovah with this ark. So the ark was very, very special to David. So that was why he said, if me, David, I could build a house for myself, how much more God? How much more Jehovah? So when he conceived this idea to build this house, David didn't just go ahead and say, I'm building a house for Jehovah. No. Oh, I want to change the tabernacle and make it a building for Jehovah. No. David confronted prophet Nathan because he was the prophet at that time. And prophets were judges. They were mouthpiece of Jehovah. They speak for Jehovah. Jehovah speak through them. They were judges. See, they were judges. They were called judges. When he told prophet Nathan said, see, Jehovah is happy with you. He loves you. Anything you want to do, do. Prophet Nathan did not ask Jehovah at that time that, oh, Jehovah, should David go ahead or not? He speak his own mind, knowing the relationship between David and Jehovah. And knowing very well how much Jehovah loves David. But when Prophet Nathan left David, Jehovah confronted him and asked him, you Prophet Nathan, me, Jehovah, do I dwell on earth? Me, do I dwell on earth? And I like the way Prophet Isaiah, he said, which kind of house can you build for me on earth? I like the way Prophet Isaiah, when Jehovah will speak to him, he said, which kind of house can you build for me on earth? Do I dwell on earth? Is the earth not my footstool? Are you understanding? I want you to understand this thing very clear. But then go to David and tell him that he meant well, but his hands are filled with blood, so he can't build for me a house for me, but his descendant will build for me. That's how King Solomon came to build the house of Jehovah. And that was the first structure of, let's say, created on earth with a permanent place. You understand me? That they don't have to move it. The first that came was with Moses. Now it's been moved. But the one which Solomon came to build was not being moved. Was built in Jerusalem. Why Jerusalem? Because that was the city of God. God chooses Jerusalem. So I want you to understand this thing, that these things were not just being done foolishly. No. These things were not done foolishly. No. That somebody will stand up and say, oh, God touched me, so I'm going to build a house for Jehovah. No. So Solomon came, built that house for Jehovah. Folks, how does that house look like? The house was not different from what Moses constructed. What was constructed in the era of Moses? The house wasn't different. It has the same features. But just instead of being a wood and some cloth curtains that were being moved, this time it's a permanent place. The house was inaugurated and Jehovah dwells there. After that, this house went off. Jehovah said, oh, I won't dwell in house any longer among you people. No. So, Prophet Malachi give us reasons why Jehovah is doing away with this old house.